Heavy rain. It has just washed away the last hopes of these shopkeepers. The downpour has scared off the day's rare customers. Aisha, age 10, isn't going home empty-handed. To help her family, the young girl no longer goes to school. She scouts the local markets, selling sandals and other trinkets. In rural Guinea Conakry, trucks are taking over from bush taxis. Despite the discomfort, no one complains. At least there's a bit of room to carry goods. On the other hand, you have to accept traveling in the open air. Apart from its users, nobody maintains this track, even though it's a very busy road. During the rainy season, getting around is an ordeal for Guineans. No passenger wants to risk toppling over with the truck. It will take Aisha 2 hours in the rain just to get home, only 15 kilometers away. The young girl's life is a typical reflection of life in Guinea Conakry, getting by, surviving. The country is sitting on a fortune, but the mines that contain bauxite, iron, gold and diamonds are largely underexploited. The population is not benefiting from this. More than half of Guineans live below the poverty line on less than €1 a day. You have to fight to eat. Winding roads by car. Just as in love, Mamady's life is a complicated one, with 2 farms, 2 wives, and the 800-meter cliffs and century-old wooden ladders in between. To live in this country, you need a hell of a sense of balance between poverty and unfailing optimism, and the Guineans have found theirs. Every August, the younger generation of the Kante family rally round the family transport business founded by their father.
C'est mon droit de lui aider toujours. Parce que je l'aime. En plus, je ne peux pas rester tranquille et qu'il souffre. Il faut que nous souffrons ensemble.
Ibrahima ko di la lama. Ekwani kanisi ka iblo do semote. Eto sababu la mala tu. Ala dabu. Alu tabara dane tu les vacances brasina. Aye Guinea Conakry hotel 1 mois, 2 mois après aye école continue. Tapo siri wodi. E ba siri. Kadam na wudu sanyi tanu ma wudu kawa. Atika nyana kodi. Brazi kreila.
According to Mamady, a man's worth is measured on the road, and the one lying ahead for his children and passengers is full of adventure. They have 140 kilometers to cover to reach the village of Koyama on the Liberian border. In dry weather, Mamady takes 3 hours, but in the middle of the rainy season, it's impossible to know. It's a question of luck. The first few kilometers on tarmac seem easy enough, or perhaps not so easy.
Ça c'est danser, ça c'est danser. T'es bien fou que la, ouais, la, qui est dans la, non, t'es au manga kakefeu. Kasila fou que kalusra. Watibe. Ne provoque, ou bien, je la moule koka. Voyez, asda ne provoque là.
The country has thousands every year. This accident has just happened, and it's clear that the driver was unlucky. Or perhaps he was lucky. Miraculously, he wasn't injured. After about 50 kilometers, the tarmac disappears to make way for the dirt track and its challenges. And the driver is not mistaken. His sons and the passengers will have to get out the shovels.
C'est comme ça. On est dans la souffrance là tout le temps. Tout le temps. C'est plus de 20 ans maintenant ici, c'est comme ça là.
And yet Mamady does it again every week, because this road is the only way he can earn enough money to send his children to school.
Il faut qu'on va arranger ici. On va un peu creuser avec le pécasse et puis le camion. On va avoir la force de monter en vitesse. Sinon, on ne peut rien faire ici.
For Mamady and his children, their problems are only just beginning. Africa is not all heat and sun-scorched earth. Guinea Conakry has a protective shield, its vast forests. The millions of trees that make them up cool the ambient air and, above all, attract the rain. The country has no shortage of water, thanks in part to the trees, but not only that. Ancient spirits guide people to respect nature. Like this vine bridge, It's so old that everyone has forgotten how old it is. But one thing's for sure. Without the spirit of Niamu, it wouldn't exist, according to Zaoro.
Ce sont nos ancêtres qui faisaient le pont là. Ce sont les hommes qui cherchent les corps, qu'ils viennent mettre à côté. Mais c'est le Niamou qui vient faire son travail. C'est un esprit performance de l'ensemble des hommes qui ont vécu ici.
Niamu is a builder, but a builder who likes to make people take risks. The cliffs, formidable barriers and monkey territory, have long challenged those who live 800 meters higher up. Mamady is a farmer growing potatoes and other vegetables that love the cool temperatures of the high plateau. That is, when he can get there. The farmer's second problem is getting to the cassava and rice fields he owns at the foot of the cliff. A journey he makes once a week, risking his life. But he does it with courage. Mamady leads a very busy life, a double life.
Merci. Des femmes, la deuxième femme là, elle est en bas fond. Okay.
A perilous 3-hour descent awaits him. Every time he takes this path, Mamady wonders if he'll make it back in one piece. Taking the risk of climbing the cliff in both directions is the only way to get from one family to the other quickly, and, above all, without spending money on taxis. Mamady rarely makes the journey on his own, in case something goes wrong.
Attention parce que les routes là, on plante doucement, doucement.
The passage lies at the bottom of this fault, a secret passage that is said to have been revealed to mankind by the spirit of Niamu. As with the Liana Bridge, he then helped them to build these ladders of fortune. In the event of an accident, the names can be used to indicate exactly where to find the casualty. On these ladders, which are over 100 years old, there's lots of drama.
Demeden jawo demeden jipo hara meden date kame yata dok pi hondung pi tameng.
Ko wanno ɗo kon ko debbo goto wonnoɗo e ƴawde o ari ha dow ɗo o uni ɓe ƴettimo ɓe naɓi ka hôpital o wonoye 2 mois o maayi ɓe jiti noon ko hitande on nde ɗum waɗi.
Three perilous hours later, Mamady is reunited with his second family.
Allah nyamal. Anyamali. Kon wadi dawela wala wela ka. Ko bi banni. Odo ko maju yete, odo ko pinta boy, odo ko cerno. Ha budus no wali do. Madan on no kayasi. Mo lawju de mirango boli je nyamira den mo nya be lawju de kayasi.
To go from one wife and field to another, Mamady risks his life, but that's what he's chosen. On the other hand, in his rice field lurks a much greater danger, which must be faced if they are to eat.
Fintoje no ga den ɗon ɓuri hulɓinade fintoje no ga ɓaleje kiron hiɗe waɗi toɓɓe boɗeje ɗum aside soppima tas a faami ɗon ko direct feede haray a maayi bolle soppa ɗum ɗum wara par ce que hôpital ji ɗi men ala hôpital ji kelluɗi men ala docteur ji kelluɗi on faami toujours haray.
So everyone hopes they will be lucky and not get bitten. It has to be said that there aren't many doctors in the country. In the more remote villages, they've even disappeared completely.
Voyez l'état. On est dans la chambre d'hospitalisation des malades. Il n'y a pas de médicaments. C'est triste, c'est déplorable. Mais que faire?
Jean, the village teacher, is fighting to get a doctor to come. But they all refuse. It has to be said that the health center doesn't even have the bare minimum.
Il y a manque d'eau. C'est ce qui fait que la salle est sale comme ça là.
Quite an irony in a country nicknamed the Water Tower.
Ce matin, une femme a accouché ici grâce aux accoucheuses villageoises. J'étais obligé d'aller chercher de l'eau très loin d'ici, à des kilomètres, pour que la femme puisse accoucher. Tout est compliqué ici. La désolation totale.
There's a cistern, but the pump that draws from the water table has been broken for months, and nobody has the money to fix it. Despite the 1,300 rivers and streams that run through Guinea Conakry, running water is in short supply. Even the capital suffers. Water cuts are frequent, sometimes lasting weeks. The fault lies with aging infrastructure, but above all, with corruption and embezzlement of public money. The best way to get water is to dig a well and attach a pump. All that's left is to transport those big bottles.
Dès qu'ils commencent à à bâtir des 29 ans, on a censé le moteur 3 fois. Le batterie est dit, même le kilométrage est gâté, ça fait longtemps. C'est un batterie vieux. Le relais n'est pas bon. Moi, je vais chercher des relais, le surface direct comme ça là.
Alassane sets off along with 5 passengers. They have 155 kilometers to cover with two 160-kilogram tanks on a road that looks like a Swiss cheese. Everyone blames the state for poor management.
À l'air, là, il n'y a pas de route pour aller à Gao, il n'y a rien là-bas.
L'eau gâte la route. C'est pas entretenu. Quand vous grattez une route, il faut mettre des fossés de part et d'autre. Mais si on ne fait pas ça et puis on gratte, on laisse comme ça, ça dépend de l'État. Hein, parce qu'il y a de l'argent.
As the kilometers go by, the holes and ruts have made a real mess of the attachments on the two huge tanks. And 3 kilometers later,
Merci.
5 kilometers later,
Why? Why? Alumna tongo man puise matin. OK. Corale madame va y puise là.
Ouais.
Why? Ofa. Voilà. Merci.
C'est normal que les passagers y travaillent ici?
Oh, ben, on est obligé, hein, on est obligé de les aider. Nous, on est africains. Hein.
Vous avez sali votre veste, hein?
Ah oui.
Je suis là, je vais laver.
Elle est là pour ça, non? Je ne suis pas obligé de laver mes linges.
on the road, little Hans try to earn enough to eat by repairing the broken track. Each time he goes by, Alessana gives them the equivalent of a few cents.
Hey, Arga. Hey, ubetato nani? Ariga, Ari. Ubetato. Odo.
Ah, merci.
Ah, ubetato nani? Il est bien fait la route, il est bien travaillé aussi. C'est ça, hein?
Aujourd'hui, on a gagné 20 000 francs. Minati a 5 tout. C'est rien. C'est le moins.
Not all drivers stop and pay them. According to the UN, 68% of children in Guinea Conakry work from the age of 7. In the towns, the poorest parents sent their children to work for craftsmen. For these families, it's not only about earning money, but also about learning a trade. The garage owner employs 7 children and 3 teenagers, whom he pays as he sees fit.
Pour gagner manger, c'est pas facile. Quand par jour, là, c'est 100 000, c'est gagné. Mais le dimanche, là, c'est gagné 250 000. Si je gagne beaucoup, je donne beaucoup. Si je gagne un peu, je donne un peu. Il y a mon mère, il y a de mon femme, il y a de mon fils.
In Guinea Conakry, school is free and compulsory from the age of 7 to 16. But there is a shortage of work in the country. Children are an additional source of income. Like Alassane, the taxi driver who helped his family in the fields for a long time.
Moi, j'ai commencé de 8 ans. On a commencé avec le papa. Bientôt, moi, je vais à partir de 60 ans, 70, j'étais fatigué. Hein? Surtout long voyage comme ça, là, la route comme ça. Là. Un billet, tu ne peux pas tenir.
Life has many pitfalls for these road warriors. A bumpy life, especially when faced with problems which seem insurmountable.
C'est trop. Ah, non.
Mamady, his sons and the passengers have been trying for 3 hours to get the truck out of this huge hole. The operation is far from risk-free. In the mud, the brakes are useless. Digging out the mud with a shovel is a mammoth task. Mamady is hoping this magic powder will work.
That's a boo. Boo.
The rice husk absorbs the liquid mud, so the tires should finally grip onto the ground. It works, but it doesn't solve his problem. For Bala, his youngest son, there's only one solution.
Pourquoi il vient par la force et puis il va monter.
Despite this latest setback, no one is giving up. This sad spectacle reinforces Mamady's children's decision to continue their studies and not take over the family business.
Mon père travaille beaucoup au fait parce qu'il souffre. Vous voyez, si en Afrique ici, normalement on souffre, hein, c'est lui. Parce que c'est lui, c'est pas mon ambition. Moi je préfère d'étudier. Les mathématiques, c'est mieux. Parce que c'est mon ambition d'être mathématicien.
They have no strength left, but they have found some sand, which is normally more affected than rice husks. This lady passenger is taking over from the exhausted man.
No, I nickel berenti. You're menti. Nickel berenti. Different force nickel.
Ala e bien ya botro ya mem. Anda ke sila la londo lo tere kele tere fla tere savanya bolo. Sabe aseline. Apa bomi na kwa kabela sabe wa mese ni.
Ya wo kuma su wodi ande. Ya wo aka accident dida fe kila gena ma bigolo. La mina fanga be su mile mala kan su wodi.
Basa. Ah, iko meta.
As the hours go by, the tension between Mamady, the passengers, and his men is building up.
Quer fazer o que? Para pisar que embrace, olha para que.
Souffrance. J'ai fait tout. J'ai fait tout. Je vais le laisser ici, mais là, pour attendre un autre camion. Quand il vient, je vais le pardonner, on va me tirer ici. C'est tout. Je n'ai pas un autre moyen maintenant, je suis fatigué.
And the day is far from over. In Guinea Conakry, the days are long, even interminable for the majority of the population. It has to be said that finding a way to make enough money is still the #1 preoccupation of Guineans. Many work hard, whatever the risks. Makanbo would know a lot about that. His days are full of danger. This man grows a fruit which is found at the top of palm trees, 15 meters high. It takes a hell of a lot of courage to entrust your life to a simple strap made of worn fabric. Makanbo climbs not to harvest dates, but nuts. Once cooked for an hour and pressed, they will give him palm oil. In Africa, as in Asia, it's a miraculous kind of oil. Everyone cooks with it, and nothing goes to waste. The kernel also yields oil, but it's used to make hygiene and everyday products. Eugène is a bit of a wholesaler in the bush, and he came by motorbike to buy 200 litres.
C'est à cause de ça qu'on fabrique le savon noir. Quand on fabrique ça, maintenant, on va au marché pour revendre. Et dans ça, maintenant, on fabrique nos petites bégins, on fait tout ça là-dedans. Ce qui est là, c'est 8. Maintenant, les deux là, je vais mettre maintenant devant. On peut remercier le monsieur. C'est grâce à lui aujourd'hui. Demain encore, je vais trouver mon manger. Et nourrir encore ma famille.
But that was without accounting for the bad roads. With 200 litres on board, Eugène is defying the law of gravity. He has 18 kilometers to cover to reach his village, and the potholes are going to cause him a big problem. His little motorbike is strong but not powerful enough to climb this hill with 200 litres on board.
Je vais déposer 2 bidons avant de monter le montagne là, parce que le montagne c'est le montagne le plus dangereux maintenant.
If he slips, the cans may crack, and he'll have to say goodbye to part of his small profit.
Maintenant, il faut que j'aille pour prendre 2 bidons pour monter la montagne là. C'est 40 kilos dans ma main comme ça. Il faut que tu prennes beaucoup de force. À chaque fois que je monte la montagne, il faut que je me repose 4 fois ou même 5 fois. Tellement dur. Si on ne fait pas comme ça, on ne peut pas manger. Mes parents, mes petits frères, eux tous sont avec moi. C'est moi qui nourris dans ça. Et l'argent qui est là, c'est pas tellement, c'est 5 000 seulement. Un bidon à transporter, c'est 5 000. Et Dieu. Cette montagne-là, tant que tu n'es pas monté encore la montagne-là, c'est pas facile.
No matter how hard Eugène sweats, his efforts are in vain. Someone signals to him that he has a problem.
Le bidon est foutu comme ça, on ne peut pas travailler maintenant dans ça.
Je vais laisser ça. Non, on va chercher un bidon. On va chercher un autre bidon, comme ça c'est bon.
Except, of course, it comes at a price.
Non, tout comme ça. Mais d'après comment il n'y a pas un bidon, il n'y a pas.
Il dit que le bidon que j'ai pris maintenant, il faut que je paye. Et je n'ai pas de l'argent.
Non, il n'y a pas un bidon, c'est ça. On t'a pas le hogway et pas un bidon, c'est bon.
Tout mon argent c'est fini maintenant sur la route. Depuis là-bas jusqu'à là, je commence à dépenser sur la route.
His troubles are just beginning again. The punctured can belongs to the shopkeeper who ordered the oil from him. Eugène tries to negotiate. But in these extremely poor regions, nobody can afford to lose anything.
J'ai dit, c'est nous ici, si tu casses quelque chose de ton ami, il faut que tu payes, parce que le temps est dur. Elle a remboursé, mais elle a pris pour lui comme ça. Il faut que maintenant j'achète une bidon encore. Mais aujourd'hui, c'est pas le jour du marché. Il faut que maintenant le samedi.
Eugène will have to wait, but that's not the worst of it. The can will cost him €1.75, or half his profit. It's a hard life, where the smallest financial loss threatens the financial balance of an entire family. Eugène, like all drivers, lives on a knife edge most of the time. The rain has thwarted Mamady and his son's 6-hour attempt to get their truck out of the huge rut.
C'est trop dur. Je vais être impliqué pour aider le pays par rapport aux maladies, parce qu'il y a trop de maladies dans le pays. Donc, je vais être impliqué pour aider le pays.
Everyone is on edge until a man arrives.
La Guinée est bénie, il est doté de toutes les bénédictions de Dieu. Que le Seigneur n'a qu'à nous aider.
And it seems someone up there must have been listening, because a few minutes after he passes by, a miracle happens.
Après le pluie, je vais lui pardonner. S'il peut me tirer, ok. C'est ça.
The rescue operation can begin.
On va essayer de tirer. Attends, je vais essayer de tirer.
Fortunately, the truck has multiple wheel drive. This crew had foreseen trouble. Now, everyone holds their breath. After 7 hours of struggling, they are finally out. Mamady passes the bulldozer that was supposed to be used to rebuild the road. Abandoned, it symbolizes the irony of a country plagued by corruption. Even if it makes his journey a living hell, Mamady never insults the rain. He knows that in Africa, many countries would pay dearly for a few drops of rain. Alassane, the bush taxi driver, is in the same situation. He doesn't know how his car has resisted 29 years of bad treatment on the track, or rather, if it has, it is because he takes care of it. Otherwise, it's the end of the road.
Comme ma famille, c'est un village, il n'y a pas de moyens, il n'y a pas de ni rien. Moi, je suis seul, ma bêtise, c'est un vrai pauvre. Je vais débrouiller quand même.
How much longer will he have it for? After 16 hours on the track, covering 140 kilometers, Mamady and his sons have finally arrived home.
Non, je ne me sens pas bien. J'ai la fraîcheur. Comme je suis un homme très fort, c'est pour cela. Sinon, là où je suis comme ça, je n'ai plus de force, quoi.
Like his father, at over 60, this life of drudgery is starting to take its toll. His wife is afraid for him, but the couple are stuck. 15 children don't just raise themselves. Making ends meet is indeed very complicated for a large part of the population. But like Mamady's children, young people are now focusing on their studies. A promise for a better life and a more prosperous future for Guinea Conakry.